Okay, I have started the recording for today, and today will be our last session of Route 53, and we are going to discuss few of the routing policies which are left uh, under the routing policy. Let's go ahead and check it out. So let me switch to my Route 53 dashboard. Okay, as you guys can see, I have a hosted zone. This is a public hosted zone which I have created. Let's get into this one. Also, one more important thing in Route 53, we also discuss about the health checks, right? I also told you about the record type routing policy. Somewhere, okay, in the routing policy, let me grab it to below there and put the health check here. Okay, we also discuss about the health check, and under routing policy, we have discussed these all steps except IP based, and one another one is left. So let's go, and now you guys can see this is my domain, which I have already shown you in my previous classes how I purchased this one from GoDaddy.com. Why? Because GoDaddy was cheaper at that moment, so I purchased it from the GoDaddy, and then after that creating this hosted zone. When I created this hosted zone in the AWS, by default AWS provided few properties or few values or two of the records, we can exactly say. One is NS type record, another one is SOA record. In NS type record, this is name server record, and these are the name servers which AWS shared with me so that I can integrate these values in the cloud GoDaddy, which I have already updated in the GoDaddy console or GoDaddy UI. So that means if anyone looks for CloudMaster academy.in, so they are directly going to redirect to these locations. Okay, once they reach out to this location, after that they can get into my website through various other type records. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the other type records. Let's get into that one. So for that you need to create a record. Okay, and if you scroll down, sorry, the routing policy, see there is two more left. One is multi-value answer, another one is IP based. If I select the multi-value answer, let me update this one. The name is multi-value, right? Multi-value answer, or I can say multi-value answer routing policy. Okay, this is multi-value writing answer routing policy. So what exactly will be happening in this kind of policy? Let's go and draw a diagram for it. Uh, Anything right now? So what I'll be doing, I'll be duplicating this one and grab it to a different location and zoom it and start explaining stuff there. Make sense? And let's go clean it up and restructure the diagram. Okay. So what I'll be doing, okay, instead of failover, this time I am having multi-value answer, right? Multi-value answer routing policy, and here is our Route 53, and this is our domain, right? And what is going to happen in the multi-value answer? We are going to have, let me expand this one. We will be having three EC2 instances. Okay, think about the scenario like, let me remove this one. This is not needed, not needed, not needed. Uh, Remove this one too. This thing will be removed. Okay, all the details are removed from the, sorry, G, removed, removed. Okay, so here what is going to happen? Here we will be having three EC2 instances. Remove this one, voucher, duplicate, and here is the third one. So in multi-value, what exactly going to happen? You are going to have multiple EC2 instances, okay? And if you have configured the routing policy as multi-value answer, so whenever anyone hits a request, okay, this cloudmasteracademy.in, so the request is going to be delivered from the first sub machine, okay? Second request is going to deliver from the second machine. Third will be in a sequence manner. It is going to deliver. Let's assume here my IP is 10.10.10.10. Okay, this is my IP of this machine. Duplicate, and the IP of this machine is, or let's say 50 dot 50 dot 50 dot 50. I'm just assuming these are the IP addresses of my three machines. Okay, and again duplicate, and here is the IP address of this machine. This will be something around 100 dot 100 dot 100 dot 100. So three machine IPs are ready. This is my machine one. Let's name them server one, server two, and then server three. Make sense, guys? ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ କଣ କରୁଛି ମୁଁ ଏଟା? ସର୍ଭର 1 ସର୍ଭର 2 ସର୍ଭର 3 ତିନିଟା ମେସିନ୍ ଅଛି ମୋ ପାଖରେ, ରାଇଟ୍? କେହି ବି ଯଦି ମୁଁ ମଲ୍ଟି ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ଆନ୍ସର ରାଉଟିଂ ପଲିସି ଥ୍ରୋରେ ଯାଉଛି, ଆଉ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି ସେଠି, ମୁଁ ତିନିଟା ଯାକ ମେସିନ୍ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରିବି, ଗୋଟେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ମେସିନ୍, ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ମେସିନ୍, ଥାର୍ଡ ମେସିନ୍। ମତେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଆସିବ ନା, ସେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଏଇଠିକି ହିଁ ଯିବ ବା ଏଇଠିକି ଯିବ, ତିନିଟା ଯାକ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଆଭେଲେବଲ ରହିବ ମୋ ପାଇଁ। ତା ଭିତରୁ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବ, ବୁଝିହେଲା? Let's go ahead and start configuring this process, and I'll show you by testing where my request is going on or hitting my machine. But I'm not going to create this machine. These IP addresses are just assumptions. Okay, as we know, in Route 53, you only have to create the records and you can test those records too. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So as I told, my domain I will be keeping as cloudmasteracademy.in and a record. Okay, why a record? Because I am going with the IPv4, so a record is fine to me. Let's go and bring our first IP. First IP is Control C. I copied, move to the record value, paste, remove extra spaces, then multi-value answer. Okay, then health check I have not created, but I need to put a record ID, that is mandatory. Okay, R1 is fine, and I want to create another one record. Okay, go ahead, create it just below there, and same way, same URL and routing policy I will be making change into multi-value answer. Okay, and here again I have to put the IP address of my second machine. IP of my second machine is C, copied, P, pasted. Okay, and I have not created any health check, so I am not going to attach any health check ID, but make sure to provide a record ID. That is mandatory. And as I told you, I am going with 1 minute. Let's keep the TTL only for 1 minute. So total timeout, okay, I am keeping it to 60 seconds so that the caching can be cleared within the 60 seconds. And yeah, I'm going to create another one record. Okay, same process, domain name is same, a record, and IP is 100 Control C, Cloud Master V, 1 minute, multi-value. This is record 3. Okay, I'm going to create all these 3 records. Just take a look. This is our record 3, and this is my second record where I have provided my IP as 5050. This is my second record, and this is my first record. If you want to summarize, you can see these are the 3 records which we just created but have not added yet them. Okay, I just added the values, I have not created them yet. So let's go hit create records. It will take couple of seconds to be ready. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ଦୁର୍ଗା କଣ କରାହଉଛି?
ହଁ
ଓକେ, ସୋ ବେସିକାଲି ଆମ ଟ୍ରାଫିକ କଣ କରିବ, ଆମ ଡୋମେନ୍ ଥ୍ରୋରେ ଆମେ 3ଟା ମେସିନ ବନେଇଛନ୍ତି ହେଲା, ସେ 3ଟା ଯାକ ମେସିନକୁ ହିଟ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରିବ, ବଟ୍ ଯୋଉଟା ତାକୁ ସବୁଠୁ ଫିଜିବଲ ହବ ସେ ସେଇଠୁ ହିଁ ତମକୁ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ ଡେଲିଭର କରିବ। ଓକେ, okay, so it's in sync now. Let's go back and take a look or test it out. Okay, so what I will be doing, now you guys can see the records are available here. Okay, and 3 IP addresses are present there. And since I have not added any health check ID or health check, there is no ID available. And now let's go ahead and hit Cloud Master Academy. So where I'm going to test it out, in the test record. Okay, there is an option to record your to test your records itself in the Route 53 available. And I'm simply, since I don't have any label, now see it's not prompting me for any label since I have not added any label. And now go get response. When you hit the get response, see it is showing us I that when you are trying to access your website, the which means the cloudmasteracademy.in, I am getting response from 3 locations. One is 10.10.10, 50 50 50 100 which is physically not available right now in my account. Okay, why? Because I have not created any EC2, but since I have created the record for the domain which I have purchased, it is saying that it's completely working properly. We are able to reach those values, the 10.10.0, 50 50 50 100. Also, if you want to test from somewhere else from your local instead of Route 53, then do one thing: open CMD, and in the CMD run, what is the command? ns lookup, right? Enter. Then it will ask you for what is the website you want to check here. We want to see Cloud Master Academy.in, right? Spelling is correct. Okay, Cloud Master Academy.in. Hit enter. Okay, till now it's not rich. Okay, no internal type for both IP address records available for cloud. Okay, so what basically happening now when I am trying to hit my website, it is basically reaching out to GoDaddy, and our updates are not yet sync with the GoDaddy, so it will take couple of more minutes, and once it is ready then we can check it out. Okay, in the meantime we can give it a try. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ error କାହିଁକି ଆସୁଛି? ରାଉଟ୍ 53 ରେ ସିଙ୍କ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ବଟ୍ GoDaddy ସେ ତ ଆଉଟସାଇଡର ନା, ତ ସେଠି ସିଙ୍କ ହବା ପାଇଁ ତାକୁ ଟାଇମ ନଉଛି। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସେ ଏରର ଶୋ କରୁଛି ଆମକୁ। ସେ ଟିକେ ଟାଇମ୍ ନବ, ତାପରେ ସେ ସିଙ୍କ ହେଇଯିବ। ଓକେ, ସେ ଟିକେ ଟାଇମ୍ ନବ। That's the issue if you purchase the domain outside of Route 53. If we have purchased the domain from the Route 53, then it will be like synced within fraction of seconds. We would be able to get our values. Yeah, since it is outside of the AWS, that's why the sync up is taking time, guys. We have to wait because I'm for sure that it is going to work. Otherwise, it should have not prompted us the right response. ଯଦି ଏଟା କାମ କରିନଥାନ୍ତା ନା, ଆମେ ଏଠି ଯୋଉ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କଲେ ଏଟା ସେ ଥ୍ରୋ କରିନଥାନ୍ତା, ଆମକୁ ଏଠି ସେ ଏରର ଦେଇ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତା। Now see, if you want to see this in detail, let me explain this to you here too. Since we are not able to get that value in the NS lookup in this command prompt, we can test it here. Now see how I tested it. I hit the test record. Okay. Since I have not provided any label, I am not selecting any label is available to me. If I hit the get response for the first time, see what is happening, which value it thrown me. It said that three values are available, but the first one is 100. That means the request is hitting this machine, and 50 and 10 are available, but the request is reaching out to the first one. If I hit get response one more time, just see, guys, what will happen. Now see, it again changed from 100 to the second request landed to the 50. The second machine. Okay, so basically it is following a method which is known as round robin method. Okay, first request will go to the first machine, second is going to the second one, third is go to the third machine, but fourth is again going to the first machine. If I see, if I am going to hit the get response, as per my explanation, it should hit the 10.10. And now let's see get response. Okay, again 50. Let's take a look. Again 100, 50. Okay, now see, it reached to the 10. Okay, I just clicked one. It again reached to the 10, but it's not actually following the round robin properly. So, but it is making sure that every time, whenever you hit a new request or generate a new request, it is not hitting the same machine. It is hitting the other one. If it is right now 50, if I'm going to hit the get response, it will hit some other 10. Okay, if it is now at 10, if I'm going to hit get response, it will switch to the 100. If again I'm going to click on get response 50, then 10, then see again 10, okay, then 50, then 100. So basically all your requests are getting distributed. Now let's take a look whether it is synced up properly with the GoDaddy. Okay, still I'm not getting both record. Okay, what are the IPv4 addresses records available for Cloud Master? Oh, okay, see here it is a type record, but still that is showing. Let's close this, close all, open one. Let's look up, and my website name is cloud.in. Hit enter. Okay, timeout. This time there is something different. It's shown us. Okay, so basically what it is saying, it tried to reach out to your server, but it's not reachable. Let's hit again. Now see, the sync up have properly worked, and now you can see the first address which it hit, it's 100. Okay, if I paste the value again and hit enter, now see it's 50. So it's working as our expectation. If I paste the value again and hit enter, now see 10.10.10. So the sequence is completely fine now. It's completely working in a proper sequence. The first request is hitting 100 and then 50 and then 10. Let's see what will happen with the fourth request. See again 100. So it is working on a sequence basis, which is known as round robin method. Okay, बुझिपाइलो concept कौन हला? First request कोठी गला?
Server
Server
1,
1, right? Second request, it's to the
server
server
2,
2, right? Third request
server
is
3,
here, server 3. And then fourth will again go to
server 1.
server 1. What is known this method? This method is called a round robin method. Okay, round robin. Let me spell it out here. Round robin method. This is known as round robin method. Okay, so basically multi-value answer routing policy follows round robin method. In the same manner, the fifth request is going to hit the server 2, sixth will hit the server 3, and then again 7, server 1, server 2, server 3, likewise. Okay, or let me make it colorful a little bit. Erase them all. First request will hit the server 1. This is our first request. Let me mention it. First request, then second request is going to hit the, this is our second request. Put the second here. Then third request will be generated from here and is going to hit the third machine. Third request. Okay. And in the same manner, if fourth is going to generate, fourth will be hitting server 1 again. This process, this sequence of process is known as round robin. This is the fourth. Okay. Make sense, guys? First, second, third, everything in a proper sequence will be distributed among all your available servers. So this is called round robin method. Okay. So any confusion, anything to ask on this routing policy? Shubham, Durga, good. If all of you are good, let me delete those records now because the task over them is done. So delete record, delete. The last one in the routing policy and as well as in the Route 53 we'll be looking right now. So this is create record. The last one is known as IP based routing, right? IP based routing policy. Here it is, IP based. So that this means what? Depending upon your IP, you can say, okay, this is the server which is available in Mumbai, or this is the Hyderabad server. If the IP is originated with this IP address starting point, okay, go ahead and avail or provide this the access to this web server. Okay, before proceeding further with this one, what I should ask all of you guys, can you guys try this one? Open your Google and type it out. What is my IP? And hit enter. Go to the first website. Okay, because this is needed. That's why I'm asking. Okay, and make sure you got your IPv4 address. Okay, so here it is saying IPv4 address is 4942. This is my IPv4 address. Okay, and in the same manner, guys, can you all check your IPv4 address and share that with me so that we can make this practical properly. So let me copy this. This is my IP address. So what I'll be doing, let's go ahead, select another one section. Okay, this is IP based routing policy. Susri, check kolo ki
IP address.
pailo. This is my IP address, right? Same manner ତମେ ଟିକେ check କଲ what is my IP, ଏମିତି ତମ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ ଚେକ୍ କରିବ, ଚେକ୍ କରିକି ଯାହା IP ଆସିବ ମୋତେ ସେଟା ଟିକେ ସେଣ୍ଡ କର, କଲେ ହିଁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲଟା ପ୍ରପରଲି କରିପାରିବା. Why? Because when you are selecting IP based routing policy, this means you are specifying some specific IP range or IP addresses. So whenever they will raise a request to you access your website, this means you want to deliver them, or you are saying go ahead deliver the content to them from a specific server. Randomly you cannot provide the access to all the servers available on my machine, or all on my, or wherever I have hosted my application. On a specific IP range, I want to provide access to my users. Verify the same in the other website too. Susri or Durga, any one of you can share, that would be helpful. See, in both the places I'm getting my IP address same, 241. Okay, nice. So let's go ahead. Meantime, guys, try to share that IP address with me. So basically, before proceeding further on creating records, what I need to do, we need to go to the Route 53 dashboard for this IP-based routing policy. Why? Because we have to create a IP range. Okay. For that, we have to create a IP range. Now see, when I selected this one and scroll down, see, there is IP-based routing. Under that, we are having CIDR collection. Okay. When I selected the CIDR collection, that means I'm mentioning about a specific range. Okay. Create CIDR collection. Also, I can check the CIDR of my IP address here. What is CIDR? We will be discussing in our next future classes. Copy, paste it here. What is CIDR of this one? This is a range. Okay. Now see what it is saying. Uh, Address is slash 32. Okay. 49. Okay. 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 Let me. So check କଲ କି ତମ IP? ମତେ ଆଉ କାହାର ବି ଗୋଟେ IP ଦରକାର ନହେଲେ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରି ହବନି ଏଟା ପ୍ରପରଲି।
ହଁ ଆଇପି ଚେକ୍ କଲି ଏରର ଆସିବ।
ତମେ ଗୁଗଲ ରେ ଚେକ୍ କରୁଛ ତ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ମାଇ IP?
ହଁ ହଁ ସେଟା କପି କରିଦେବି ଆଇବି
ହଁ ରାଇଟ୍,
ଆଇପି ଟା।
ଏଇ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁଟା କପି କରିକି ମତେ ପଠାଅ, ମିଟିଂ ଚାଟ୍ ରେ ପଠାଅ ହେଲା। Okay, let's go ahead and create the collection name. It's saying this will be my uh, Odisha range. Okay, I'm saying Odisha range, and under that I'm putting V. Okay, and slash 24. I provided location saying
I send କଲି।
okay. Let's go and find it out. What is the cider of your IP address? So basically what I'm saying, if anyone trying to access from this range, okay, 110, 225, 227 slash 24, then route his traffic to somewhere else. And if someone is accessing from 49, route his traffic to somewhere else. Let me add another one and here control V. And this will be, I'm naming it going to be something like Bangalore, or let's say Karnataka. Okay. And instead of Odisha range, collection name, test range. Okay, makes sense. Now let's go ahead and create cider collection. Once I hit the cider collection, this range or this collection will be created. Now see, I have two collections. One is Karnataka and another one is Odisha. Okay, and in both of them we have cider range. This is for Susri and this is for my laptop. Okay, so why I created this range? Because this is needed if you want to test or perform IP based routing. Now see, in the IP based routing you can see this, and after you have this range, then after that you need to go to your Route 53 dashboard again, get into the hosted zones, get into the hosted zones and get into your public hosted zone. Once you are in, start creating record. Okay, now we can create IP based routing policy records. Okay, I'll be going with the same, otherwise let's put a label this time, learn.cloudmasteracademy.in. That's fine to me. And I'm not going to select any record this time. I will be first selecting IP based routing policy. Okay. See, when I selected IP based routing policy, it prompted me the TTL is same. I'll be going with the 60 a second. And in the IP based range, it is saying, okay, for which location you want to go. Okay, I'm saying for Odisha, okay, for me, okay, whenever I try to access CloudMaster, learn.cloudmaster access, let me put the record one, and whenever I will be trying to access the CloudMaster, learn.cloudmasteracademy.com or .in, sorry, .in, always provide the IP range 1.1.1. Okay, this is my default IP range for this CIDR range. Okay, which CIDR range I added under this Odisha. Now add another one record. The another one is I'm saying the same, guys, learn.cloudmasteracademy.in, and here I'll be choosing IP based routing policy, and in the IP based routing policy same 1 minute and Karnataka. That means Susri, if Susri is going to access learn.cloudmasteracademy.in, then provide access or deliver the web application from 5.5.5.5. Okay, this is for Susri or anyone with that IP range, and this is for me or anyone with my IP range. Okay, because that's why I provided the CIDR block. What is CIDR? What is that IP range? What is IPv4? All these things we will be discussing in our future classes during VPC or networking. Okay, I have two records now, and now it is asking, okay, if someone else besides these two IP range targets or try to access your website, then what they will get? I'm saying learn.cloudmasteracademy.in, okay, deliver the thing from to them from 100 dot 100 dot 100 dot 100. Okay, IP based. Now see, I have one default option there. See, it's record 3. What happened, guys? Why it's not showing default? Because I was able to see the default location here. Then why it is not showing me that? Is it not possible to add the third record? I think it is possible. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do the test with these two, and after that we can add this record. Okay, let me delete it. So basically ଆମେ କଲେ କ'ଣ, ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଯେ କି ମୋର ଦିଟା IP range ଅଛି ହେଲା. ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ IP range ମୋର, ମୋ IP range କେତେରୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହଉଛି 49 ରୁ, ରାଇଟ୍? ଏଇଟା 49 ରୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହଉଥିବ IP range 49, 42, 209. ତାପରେ ମେ ବି 203 ହେଇପାରେ ବା 10 ହେଇପାରେ, 12 ହେଇପାରେ, ଯାହା ବି ଥିବ ନା, ଯିଏ ସେଇ IP ରେଞ୍ଜରୁ ଆସିକି ଚାହିଁବ learn.cloudmaster access କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ତାକୁ କୋଉଠୁ ମିଳିବ ୱେବସାଇଟ? ତାକୁ ମିଳିବ 1.1.1 ରୁ। ବୁଝିପାରିଲ? ଆଉ ତାପରେ ହେଲା
ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ କରୁନି।
ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ସେୟାର ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଛି, 1 ସେକେଣ୍ଡ, reshare second, somehow it got stopped. Close the job. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, so basically ମୁଁ କହିଲି କ'ଣ, ତମର ଯୋଉ IP range ଟା ତମେ ମତେ ପଠେଇଲ, ମୁଁ ତାକୁ କପି କରିନି ଆଉ ଥରେ, reshare କଲି, ସେ delete ହେଇଯାଇଛି, କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଦେଖ ମୋ ମେନ୍ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ କୁ ଦେଖ, ମୁଁ କ'ଣ କହିଲି, ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ରେକର୍ଡ ହେଲା ଓଡ଼ିଶା ପାଇଁ, ମାନେ ମୋ ରେଞ୍ଜ IP ରେଞ୍ଜ, ମୋ IP ରେଞ୍ଜ କେତେ ଥିଲା? 49, 42, 209, 241, ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ମୋର IP ଆଡ୍ରେସ। ବଟ୍ ୟାର ରେଞ୍ଜ କେତେ? ୟାର ରେଞ୍ଜ ହଉଛି, ୟା ରେଞ୍ଜ କୋଉଠୁ ତମେ ପାଇବ? ୟା ରେଞ୍ଜ ତମେ ପାଇବ ହଉଛି ସାଇଡରରୁ। ୟାର ସାଇଡର କେତେ ଜାଣିଛ? यार साइडर वैल्यू होची जोटा हमें एठी ऐड करले मी एडिट हियर यार होची 49.2009.02 ये हला रेंज यार बुझी पारलो माने এই ରେଞ୍ଜରେ କେତେଟା ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ଅଛି 1 ଠୁ ନେଇକି ଅପ୍ ଟୁ 255 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଅଛି ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ତ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଯିଏ ବି ମେ ବି 5 ହେଇପାରେ ମେ ବି 10 ହେଇପାରେ ମେ ବି 20 whoever wants to access learn.cloudmasteracademy.in the application is going to deliver what the defined IP range that is 1.1.1 got me application will be delivered from 1.1.1.1 okay ଏଠୁ ଡେଲିଭର ହବ ବଟ୍ ତମର ଯୋଉ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ତମେ ସୁଶ୍ରୀ ମତେ ସେୟାର କରିଥିଲ ସେ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜରୁ ଯଦି କିଏ ଏକ୍ସେସ୍ କରୁଛି ୟାକୁ ତାହେଲେ କୋଉଠୁ ଡେଲିଭର ହବ ଜାଣିଛ 555 ରୁ ଚାଲ ଏଟାକୁ ରେକର୍ଡ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିଦବା ମୁଁ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିଦିଏ ରେକର୍ଡ ତା ଭିତରେ ଏଠି ଆମେ ଅପଡେଟ ବି କରିଦବା ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଆମର
Why elastic IP ର କୋଉଠି use ଆସୁଛି?
ହୁଁ
Elastic ର IP use କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଠି କଣ କୋଉଠି use ଆସୁଛି?
ସେଟା ଆସିବ ଆଗକୁ ଆସିବ ଏବେ ୟୁଜ ହେଇନି ଲୋଡ ବାଲାନ୍ସର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିବ ତାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରିବା ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା
ହୁଁ ହୁଁ ହୁଁ।
ତମ ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ଟା ସୁଶ୍ରୀ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଟିକେ ସେଣ୍ଡ କଲ I think it is synced okay now cloudmasteracademy.in let's start testing it out test କିଏ ଏବେ କରୁଛି right now I will be testing it okay so expected response will be 1.1.1 okay there now see get response okay why I'm not getting any response right now because I am doing it within the AWS account if I go switch to my command prompt okay now I have switched to my command prompt control C and CLS okay now see what I need to do I need to hit my website right and yes lookup enter okay this time my website is learn.cloudmasteracademy.in right this is my website let me copy it first hit enter okay it is saying it is timed out why because it is not properly synced with the GoDaddy yet okay it is not properly synced control V we will provide some time more time to this one let it sync properly after some time we will be back to this one again okay in the meantime let's add Sushri's IP to our diagram is this your IP right now 4942 because previous time I believe you shared something different let me verify cider collection test range this was your IP range previously now you send me 4942 is that one mine you send me okay, that's a different one 202 okay it somehow switched you to my same range okay if Susri's IP was within this range then she must have get landed into that 5555 IP address this is to be practical hard for generally testing but anyhow we have this 49 okay let's go and test it out so now expected response is Susri is also going to get the response from 111 and I'll be getting the response from 111 because we both have the IP range from the same IP, right? So it's going to be and hit enter. Okay, still it is server timeout. So এটা ବୁଝି ହେଲା କଣ ହେଲା ଜିନିଷଟି କନଫ୍ୟୁଜିଂ ଏଟା ଟିକେ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରିବା ହାର୍ଡ ଆକ୍ଚୁअली ପ୍ରପର ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ମିଳିବା ବି ଆମକୁ କନଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଟଲି ଅସୁବିଧା ହଉଛି ନା ତ ବେସିକାଲି ଆଇପି ବେସ୍ଡ ରାଉଟିଂ ପଲିସି ମାନେ ହଉଛି ଏୟା ଯେ କି ତମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଚାହୁଁଛ କିଛି ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ବା କିଛି ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ତମର ଗୋଟେ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ମେସିନ ବା ତମର ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପେସିଫାଇଡ ମେସିନ କୁ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ କରିବେ ତମେ ସେ କେସରେ ରାଇଟ୍ ସେ କେସରେ ଆଇପି ବେସ୍ଡ ରାଉଟିଂ ପଲିସି ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରେଟ କରିବ ବୁଝିହେଲା ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଯେମିତି କଲି ଆଇପି ବେସ୍ଡ ରାଉଟିଂ ପଲିସି ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରେଟ କରିଦେଲି ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରେଟ କଲା ପରେ ମୁଁ ରେକର୍ଡ ବନେଇଲି ଦେଖ ଏଟା ମୁଁ ବନେଇଛି କଣ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ଦେଇଥିଲି ଓଡ଼ିଶା ରେଞ୍ଜରେ କାହା ଆଇପି ପକେଇଥିଲି ମୋ ଆଇପି କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକରେ କାହା ଆଇପି ପଡିଥିଲା ସୁଶ୍ରୀର ତ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରୁ ଯିଏ ହିଟ୍ କରିବ ସେ କୋଉଠିକି ଯିବ 111 ମେସିନକୁ କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକରୁ ଯିଏ ହିଟ୍ କରିବ ସେ କୋଉଠିକି ଯିବ 555 କୁ ଯିବ ତ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକ କେମିତି ଡିଫାଇନ୍ କରିଥିଲି ମୁଁ ଏବେ ଯଦି କ୍ଲିକ୍ କରିବି ସେ ନେଇଯିବ ସେଠି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ଅଲରେଡି ଦେଇକି ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ନାଁ ବନେଇ ଦେଇଛି ଦେଖ ଏଇଠି ଓଡ଼ିଶା ରେଞ୍ଜ ଥିଲା ଏଇଟା ଆମର ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି କାହାର ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ଥିଲା ଏଇଟା ମୋ ଆଇପି ଆଡ୍ରେସ ଥିଲା ରାଇଟ୍ ବଟ୍ ଏବେ ଯାଏ ଆମେ ଏଠି ହିଟ୍ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ତ ଆମେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରିଦବା ପ୍ରପରଲି କାମ କରୁଛି କି ନାହିଁ Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Because I am having some internet issue here. That's why might be I'm getting time out. Okay, you all can try it out. Okay, might be because of some internet issue, it's taking longer period. Try to hit learn.cloudmasteracademy.in, and before that, make sure if your IP range starts with any of this range. Okay, the three fields need to be same: 110, 225, 227, otherwise 49, 42, 209. After that, whatever may be the name, if that is the range, then definitely you are going to hit which IP address 111, 12, or something like that. Otherwise, let me create another one default. Okay, create cider location. This is my default cider range is the default don't need to be created. Default is by default available. If I go to dashboard, so basically what I'm saying ଯଦି ଏଇ ଦିଟା IP range ଛାଡିକି ଆଉ କେହି ବି ମତେ ହିଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ତାହେଲେ ମତେ କୋଉଠୁ ସେ ଇଣ୍ଟରନେଟ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରିବ ସେଟା ବି ଟିକେ ଚେକ୍ ସେଟା ବି ଆମେ ସେଟଅପ୍ କରିଦବା ସେଟା ମୁଁ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ କରୁଥିଲି ବଟ୍ ସେଠି ଏରର ସେ ଥ୍ରୋ କଲା ମତେ କ୍ଲାଉଡ ମାଷ୍ଟର ଏକାଡେମୀ create record and here I am saying whoever reaches deliver them from 100 100 1 minute IP based routing choose cider now see default location is available default I am saying this is R3 okay create record so basically what does this mean ଯଦି ତମେ 49 ରାଇଟ୍ ଦେଖ ତିନିଟା ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ରହିଲା ଯୋଉ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଯୋଉ ରେଞ୍ଜ ଅଛି ଆଉ କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକ ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଯୋଉ ରେଞ୍ଜ ଅଛି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରୁ ଯଦି ତମେ କରୁଛ 111 ମେସିନ କୁ ଯିବ କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକ ରେଞ୍ଜ ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ନଟ୍ ରିଜିଅନ ଏଟା ଭାବିବନି ଯେ କି ରିଜିଅନ ଏଟା ଆଇପି ରେଞ୍ଜ ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ମେନସନ କରିଥିଲି ଏଠି से रेंज रु जदि तुम आस 111 को जीव कर्णाटक जदि आस 555 को जीव जदि तुम ए कोठे भी आसुन अदर जो आस 100 को जीव ହେଲା learn get response. Did I created the last one with learn label? I'm collect learn ସହିତ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ ହଁ ଦେଖ ଏଇଠି ଖାଲି ମୁଁ କରିଦେଇଛି ଧ୍ୟାନ ରହିଲାନି edit record label ଦେଇଦେବେ ଏଠି learn ओके ବୁଝିହେଲା ଟିକେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସଟା ଯେହେତୁ ଲେଫ୍ଟ ପ୍ରପରଲି ହେଇପାରିଲାନି କନଫ୍ୟୁଜିଂ ରହିଲା ବଟ୍ ଆଇ ହୋପ୍ ତମମାନେ ଏଇଟା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ବୁଝି ପାରିଥିବ ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ବି ଅଛି ଟିକେ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ପରେ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ଯଦି ପ୍ରପରଲି ସିଙ୍କ ଅପ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଅପଡେଟ୍ କରିଦେବି ତମମାନେ ଚେକ୍ କରିପାରିବ 111 555 100 100 100 ଯଦି ତମର ସେ ରେଞ୍ଜରୁ ଅଛି ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ସେଠି ପାଇବ ନହେଲେ ଆଉ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଟ୍ରାଏ ଗୋଟେ ମାରିଦେବା ଏଠି ଏନ୍ଏସ୍ ଲୁକଅପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପାୱାର ସେଲ୍ ଖୋଲିବା ପାୱାର ସେଲ୍ ରେ ଟାଇପ୍ କରିବା ଏନ୍ଏସ୍ ଲୁକଅପ୍ वेबसाइट ना कौन आमर learn.cloudmasteracademy.in देखो से टाइम आउट एबे भी देखौछि एने सर्वर किछि इश्यू तो अछि हिट एंटर सर्वर अननोन टाइम आउट एटा इश्यू अछि एबे हला परे चेक करी कि देखियो तम माने भी ट्राई करिवो learn.cloudmasteracademy कोन देखौछि तम माननकु कोठी एठी ही चेक करिवो पावर सेल खोलिवो बा कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट खोलिवो एनएस लुकअप करिवो टाइप करिवो एनएस learn.cloudmasteracademy.in कोन तुमको रिजॉल्व करी देउछि इमिडिएटली चैट रे सेंड करिवो व्हाट्सएप रे ओके ठीक है that's all for today guys and with that's it we have successfully completed our route 53 all the session okay whatever is needed for real time use case so we are done with route 53 our next class will be vpc which is basically the networking or virtual private cloud which is a very important and major resource major core resource okay now see I'm getting 100 here let's see. Okay, why I'm getting 100? Because in default section, I'm saying default when I mentioned 100, that means if it is not from the 49 range, okay, if it is not from the 49 range or the range which Susri provided me, which I targeted to 55, if it is not from that region, the last one is 100, which is default. That's why right now I'm getting 100 in the Route 53. Yeah, right. If you go to the machine again, let's give it a try. It will be, let's see. Okay, one more. Okay, timeout. Still, I'm getting the timeout error there. Okay, give it some more time. Let's see. Okay, close all tabs. I'm stopping the recording.